go after the referee. It'll just maybe protect us a little bit from not doing our jobs correctly.
Well, at half-time, therefore, because of Ake's header, it is City 2, Fulham 1. Well, let's go back to the studio. We've got a huge talking point. FG, over to you.
We have indeed got a huge talking point. We've also got Darius Vassell in the studio with us for the half-time show. Darius, how are you, mate?
Nice to meet you all again. Yeah, very good.
Pleasure. Thank you for joining us. Right, there's only one place to start, isn't there? An indifferent first-half performance from us, and it ended with that Nathan Ake goal. We're going to come to you first, David James. As the goalkeeper, as part of the goalkeepers' union, goal or not?
I think that the interpretation of the rules is the interesting point here, because if you look at the way that Leno waited to try and make the save from a long-distance header, effectively from Ake, he was waiting till the ball had gone past Akanji before he committed himself. So therefore, I think Akanji influenced the play in an offside position. And had that goal been disallowed for offside, I think that would have been a fair assumption. As opposed to, was he blocking the shot? Well, he wasn't, because he could see, Leno could see Ake's header.
But Jay, if the player wasn't there standing there, the keeper would have had time to react earlier to the shot, wouldn't he?
I think he would have gone across and saved it.
And just saved it, wouldn't he? So he was waiting, wasn't he? So that is affecting the play.
Yeah.
And we have been discussing it, haven't we? Because I'm thinking, what is affecting the play if that isn't? What is affecting the play? And none of you have answered. So.
Okay.
I think as well, he's just standing there. It's not a crime. It's not an offence. But because he actually moves his leg as if to play it, that then becomes he's trying to play the ball. So of course he's interfering with play then. If he just stood completely still and the ball's inside of Akanji, then I think goal. But because he I don't know if he's trying to take his leg over the ball, but he moves his leg.
Well, we thought he kicked it in, didn't we? We thought he scored.
To check that he didn't touch it.
So what did the keeper think?
Yeah. Of course, the keeper's got to go off that. So it's I think we've maybe got away with one a little bit there.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys as well. Remember, you can text in with the WhatsApp, and we want to know your opinions on whether it was a goal. We'll take it anyway. Let's start with the first half. A bit of a sticky start, but then a nice 1-2 from the two forwards that are playing together a lot regularly now. Haaland to Alvarez.
Yes.
Davis, nice goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, wonderful pass from Haaland. I mean that first half an hour, nothing to write about. Literally nothing to write about. It was a very, very sticky game. A lot of mistakes. But then as soon as that ball's been fed through, and obviously VAR wanted to make sure that Haaland was onside, absolutely on the edge. And then the pass in, and that man Alvarez, he hasn't hit as many shots on target as Rodri, but he's scored the same amount of goals now.
Right, he's started the season very well, hasn't he? I mean, in terms of his game as a whole in the first half, he was giving the ball away a little bit, but again, he comes up again with a goal.
Yeah, you fancy him. If he gets a chance in the box, you fancy him to score. He's got that quality about him. But I'd agree with David there. City haven't been great this half, nor have Fulham. I think Fulham will be very disappointed to go in, 2-1 down. I think they did enough to at least be 1-1. But the good thing about that is it can only get better, and there's people on the bench that can make a difference.
Let's talk about Fulham then with you, Kit. They actually did quite well. They held their own, and they equalised extremely quickly. Didn't even have a time to catch my breath.
No, within like a minute and a half. But it's been quite an even half, to be honest. It's sort of 60-40 possession to City, so they've had the lion's share of possession. But both teams 3 shots, both teams 2 shots on target. So Fulham have done well. They've looked very solid in central midfield, been very compact. City did really well with the first goal, because it's one of the few times Fulham actually got stretched a little bit, and City dragged them out. And they went back to the keeper to then open up the space to then be able to play through. And the goal looked easy. They went back to front, few passes, played through the units. Looked really easy because Fulham were actually stretched for one of the very few times in the half. They've been really, really compact. Big blow losing Tom Kearney for Fulham, but Luke Harris has come on, and who's a very good young player and has done excellent for them. So I think the way it went, it would have given City would have been a bit of a shake-up at half-time. They got that goal, disputed goal, albeit just at the right time, so that'll give them a bit of a lift now. But going into the half-time when it was 1-1, it was like very even, and Fulham had done well.
It was indeed. A man who also did very, very well, Darius, was Phil Foden. He's back in the starting 11. He's electrifying. He's so enjoyable to watch. It's like literally just incredible, isn't it?
Every time I watch him, he is the same sort of player. As a forward, when you've got players like that you're playing with, it's a dream, because you can start to make your movements, and there's a big chance you're going to receive some good quality service. So we're talking about Haaland up there, that sometimes he looks a bit disappointed he's not getting involved, but keep Foden on the pitch. He won't be long before Haaland's getting on the end or something.
Now we have got players on the bench. We've obviously got Núñez potentially to come on today. We've got Bernardo on the bench as well, and we'll see. Look to the substitutes bench early on. Or is it the fact we've got the goal now, and like Kit said, we've got away with one a little bit, but we're going in to the second half leading.
Yeah, I mean, Pep traditionally does not make substitutes when City aren't in control and usually winning by a few goals. Even the last match, I think he made one substitute. So this isn't, as much as City are winning, slightly fortuitous, depending on how you read the rules. And also, they haven't really had the dominance in this game. Leno hasn't made the saves. So I don't think there'll be any substitutions just yet. However, even though he scored a goal, the amount of times Alvarez has given the ball away, there must be someone saying, hang on a minute, if this continues for much longer, we're going to have to change it because you can't afford giving the possession away. So maybe Núñez.
You guys might be able to hear all the music behind us. It's still by ear filmed everywhere. It's themed everywhere around the stadium. There's a lovely little show. You can see the shots on the screen. It's an absolute vibe at half-time, isn't it, Kit? We're dancing away, aren't we?
Real samba party, yeah, it's brilliant. Great atmosphere. It's, hopefully that can be a reflection on the pitch in the second half. That's what we want.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Let's talk it from a Fulham's point of view again then, Kit. So how do they react? I mean, when you get a decision like that against you, where I think we're all in agreement was a bit of a shock, and I think the players actually saw it on the screen when it replayed it as well. It's such a blow as well, especially at a place like here, isn't it?
Well, it can go one of two ways. You can either sort of feel a bit sorry for yourselves, or it can galvanise as a group. And let's say they did very well first half, Fulham. So, from their point of view, they'll try and use that to make them a bit angry and think there's been an injustice and we'll go and right this wrong from their eyes. But like I say, City weren't great in that first half, expecting them to be a lot better in the second half as well. So, yeah, it's all to play for sure.
Do you reckon the players will still be getting in a bit of trouble in the dressing room, David, based on that first half performance, albeit we're winning
Which
the game?
players?
Well, the Man City players.
Yeah, I think as I say, the fact they've been giving the ball away a lot, which is very uncharacteristic for the players that we're talking about, I think there will be a few words said. But like Kit said, I mean, it depends how Fulham reacts to this, because they feel hard done by going in the second half. It gives Man City a chance to take advantage of it. I think if Phil Foden listens to this music, we might see a bit more of his samba hips, which he did in that first half, and everyone will be happy.
We've seen a lot of flair from Phil, haven't we? And we've also got some WhatsApp questions from you guys, so thank you so much for sending in the questions. The first question is actually about Doku, and it's on the screen right now from Alexander Romba. With De Bruyne out, do you guys think that Doku will be Haaland's top assister this season? Greetings from Belgium. So we've got a Belgium supporter. Thank you for your question, mate. Darius, I'll come to you on that one.
Yeah, just for me, my first thoughts on that is it could be because Haaland's not there, but I think the service that he's going to get from Doku will possibly be one-dimensional in the sense it's going to be crosses, isn't it? Different types of crosses, but crosses. Whereas with De Bruyne, the range is frigging limitless, isn't it? So I think Doku will achieve a lot, but it's only because De Bruyne's not there.
Absolutely, yeah. De Bruyne's passing is scary. What about Doku then, Kit? So first half, it was, again, a little indifferent. We haven't really seen the most from him, but we did see a nice little take on where he won a free kick.
Yeah, well, he started on the right-hand side and got quite a lot of the ball, but wasn't particularly effective. So then changed sides and looked more dangerous on that left-hand side. And his most dangerous time was when he suddenly can face a defender up in and around the box and got a free kick and a booking for Diop just outside a free kick just outside the box and a booking. So that's when he's at his most dangerous. But City need to move the ball quicker to get him in those one-on-one situations.
Oh well, I'm sure he'll only get better and better. We've also got another WhatsApp question for everyone in the studio. That's from Ben, and it says, what will be going through João Paulinho's mind if any of the guests got a similar story from deadline day in the past? So of course Paulinho missed out on the move to Bayern Munich yesterday. He's not in the matchday squad. I mean, what's going through your mind when you've got to stay at the club that you were potentially leaving till at least January and beyond, David?
I never missed out on a deal on deadline day. I just got sacked. Just maybe D had an experience. Yeah.
No, I haven't either. I was thinking, no, same me. We don't need you no more. You do whatever you want to do.
I mean, what he might be thinking is seeing how Pereira and Harrison Reed have done in that defensive midfield role for Fulham. Will I get back in the side?
Yeah.
He might be thinking that, But no, he'd be disappointed with the move falling through. Would have been a great opportunity for him, but I think that's one that could possibly be revisited maybe in January.
Well, it seemed to end on good terms anyway, so it's just probably a case of can't wait to get back playing, and it's nice that I was nearly going, I guess.
Yeah, and it's difficult as always, because all of a sudden you're saying goodbye to people with the intention that you're not going to come back, and then you've got to say hello to them again. Oh, by the way, it was only a turnaround. It was a two-way trip.
Now, of course, social media is a massive part of today's world, and we're getting told that social media are all saying the goal was offside. I think we're all in agreement, really, as well, with it. I mean,
it's all down to interpretations of the rules, because Akanji's shot was not obstructed. In a sense, the contact in his header was not obstructed by Akanji's position. It's just the fact that he goes through him and the goalkeeper delays his reaction means that the goalkeeper was effectively affected by.
You can see that effect because the keeper waits.
But I'm thinking VAR haven't got any goalkeepers in there who understood what Leno was doing.
Michael Oliver's the on-field. Yeah, we might see David James in the VAR studio soon. Michael Oliver is a very experienced referee, Kit. He made the decision on field that the goal was going to stand, and then it went to VAR, and VAR also were in agreement. I mean,
he's got no choice, and that's it. It's a goal, according to the rules.
According to the rules.
But the majority who watch football and love football and try and interpret these rules that are given to us think that the keeper was affected, and it's down to the keeper whether he was affected or not. And you can see it. He delays his reaction until the ball goes past him, and then dives.
He jumps over it, doesn't he? I mean, it's just.
It's a movement, yeah. He makes a movement with his leg to either put his leg over the ball or try and flick the ball. Not quite sure which one, but then nor was Leno. He wasn't sure whether he was trying to flick it a different direction or not. So it did affect him for sure. So, as you said, being offside or in an offside position is not an offence. It's whether you're interfering with the play.
With the play and the goalkeeper's play. But I think it balances itself out after Edison produced a magnificent save off Bobby Dickover-Reid to allow Reedy to.
We love the goalkeeper propaganda from David James. Let's hear from you, the guys on WhatsApp again. We've got a final question for us at half time here, and it's on the screen from Gaz, and it's for you, Darius. Would you like to make a step up from academy coaching to senior coaching?
Yeah, I would. I'm not too far from that at the moment, but yeah, one day I think that's where I'll probably end up. But working with young players is something that's a passion of mine, and good young players. So good ones in the senior level, yeah, why not? That's probably something that will happen at some point.
And how is everything going with the coaching? We didn't have a chance to catch up.
Really good. I've just applied for my pro licence, so that's the last one to get. Hopefully I'll get on board in that, and they start next year, 2024. I've had a couple of interviews with the FA in England, promising, but we spoke about it. Unfortunately, I came in late, sorry everybody today, but I snapped my Achilles 2 months ago, so I can't actually take these opportunities that are coming my way at the moment. So that's healing nicely, and I'd like to think that I'll get a bit of work in the new year.
There's two of us on the injury list. I've got a hamstring injury.
Kid, do you want to swap seats?
Which is a little bit of a pain, but no, Darius, absolutely lovely to see you. We wish you all the best, of course. Let's talk about the final thoughts for the second half. How do you see the rest of the game going?
Yeah, well, I'm expecting City to start to dominate more now. I mean, Fulham will push though, because they've got I'm expecting Traore to maybe come on at some stage, and they'll have that real threat with his pace on the counter. But they've looked a threat anyway. Like I said, there's as many shots and as many shots on target as City in that first half. But I would expect City to go on and win now.
As the players are coming out, Darius, how do you see the...
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I just then about Traore. Obviously, it's a player that was at Wolves, so I know a lot about him, and he's going to be a danger when he does come on, or it's suited for him to come on. So that'll be City's only risk, I think, in the second half is the counter-attack. But they should come on strong now, because I've never seen them. They weren't that bad, but I've never seen them perform like that in the first half. So they'll come out better.
Do you think we'll look to bring on maybe the new signing Josko for his pace if Adama comes on? And
well, no one now looking at that tunnel. It looks like the same side. I just think. I mean, again, as the guys are saying, that City have the opportunity here to take charge of this game properly. I just think they've got to pass the ball through the thirds a little bit quicker, because in the moment they're allowing Fulham to get in a position. The goal came from a slight disjointed Fulham defensive line, the first goal. And if they do that a little bit quicker, which they're more than capable of, bang, you can bring whoever you want on. It's just to stop more goals from Haaland, who's our captain.
Well, let's hope for a positive result. We'll be back at full time, but let's head back to the commentary